How can over 230 million people not knowing that there is another government going on in Nigeria? Yeah, there is another government going on in Nigeria. This is the late evening of Friday, July 3rd, 2026. Now, the video you're about to watch briefly now is a video of the military helicopter. They came to airlift some terrorists who injured. They came with ambulance, they came with military helicopter. They responded swiftly. Even while they were going, the leader of the terrorists joined them, waving people on the ground. This is a military helicopter. Okay, so that is what I want us to look into in this video. This information, you can see it in three major places. I've seen three major places, platforms that have published this, but I needed to know more, so that led to me trying to inquire more to really know what transpired. Daily Post reported it, many feared dead as terrorists, bandits clash in Niger. Lakurawa terrorists and another terrorist called bandits, they clash. So I'm going to explain so many things to you. So after the clash, what happened? They now, call the military helicopter. Maybe they called their friends. They brought military helicopter. They came with ambulance to rescue them. Maybe after they must have treated them, they will still go back doing what they are doing. This government is more functional than Nigerian government. In Nigerian government, I used to see this in Egypt, in Germany, in Italy, in America, advanced countries, where if there is an incident that happened, helicopter will just come for rescue mission. You see ambulance moving. That is what these terrorists are enjoying. They have a very paranoid government they are running in Nigeria. Now, you know why I'm saying this? Someone like CDS Musa and everybody that people have access to must respond urgently to this. They must respond urgently to this. So take a look at this. Watch what happened.
Sai aka tura wani mota cikin daji ya je dauko barayin da aka halba aka jima ba su mutu ba can dajiwa ya zo kenan shi jirgi ya tsaye lande a cikin garin mu aka loda musu wayannan barayi da karba yaran shekara 15 aka loda ma jirgin da dogon gidan ya jirgin ya wuce amma wajen dogon gidan shi ba da jirgin ya zo mota ya kaushe aka boshi kada sala ma yake kamar kasawa sojin ga namu da kaki da komai ka tabbata cewa gwamnati ke harkanta kunkuru motar nan guda biyu ya zo wallahi da sojoji suka yi ni kaboji wanda aka kawo tun jiya guda 3 albabu aka tabbatar da statement kenan zuwa yau jirgin ya je da daji da kashe dauko sauran aka ji jimma ya zo har da wani ga ya wuce su kenan.
Now let me give you the brief story. Zagazola Makama also published this and explained what transpired more. Now, this terrorist called Dogo Ngeda, he was challenged by Lakurawa terrorists. Issue of tax caused problem between him and the bandits, the terrorists they call the bandits. So there was a clash. They started fighting, and this set of terrorists they call the bandits, they were being defeated by Lakurawa terrorists. So they called rescue. Other 100 members came. They started fighting. They overpowered the Lakurawa terrorists. The Lakurawa terrorists ran, and these people have to call rescue to airlift people who injured to hospital to treat them. So they called the Nigerian army, and they came with military helicopter to airlift them. They came with ambulances and so on and so forth. The video you see now, they landed in the primary school in that community in Niger State. I'm calling this platform so that you can go and read the details. I think this my friend English Adachi also posted it and explained it very well. You can also get it in Zagazola Makama, and also Daily Post also posted this. This is terrible. It shows you where you call your country. You see, beyond these kind of things we are doing, beyond politics, beyond Nigerian government, there is a parallel government going on. You understand? A terrorist called government, they brought helicopter to lift casualties of his people to go and treat them. And he entered the helicopter. Soldiers were still on the ground. Soldiers were waving him when he entered the helicopter, and they saluted him. I mean, a terrorist. I want someone like CDS Musa to respond to this. Respond to this. You people are being ruled by terrorists. You people are being ruled by criminals. Like, we need an urgent response. We need an urgent response to this. How can this thing be happening? And one of the most dangerous things is that so many people are blind to all these things going on. This is a government by the terrorists. Government by the terrorists. So the chief terrorist who requested the presence of this military helicopter, the Dogo Ngedia, did not even leave them to carry people who injured. He joined them, and people were waving at him. He was waving at them. They were saluting him. Who can explain this thing better? Like, what is it? What is this? What is this? I'm doing this because I just want people to know the truth about Nigeria. I just want you to know the truth about Nigeria. That is just it. I want you to know the truth about Nigeria. Nothing more. Nothing more. Because you don't know the truth about Nigeria. If you know the truth about Nigeria, the way you act, the way you do things will change. So many questions unanswered. From who made the call, who sent the helicopter, who withdraw charges against Deborah, who did this, who did. This is a very paranoid government going on in Nigeria. And in Sokoto State, look at what is going on. Thousands of people from different villages are fleeing. What is going on in Nigeria is annexation. These people are taking total and full control, not about the landmass, but the government. They control the government. Who are you to that your people will just sustain injury? You call military helicopter to come and lift you. And most of the time, if we come out to tell you that, look at helicopters moving, helping the terrorists, people don't understand what we mean by that. The people they carry, where are they? I am challenging the Minister of Defense to come out and address this issue. I will also send this video to him, maybe through WhatsApp or this thing. I have his number. I will send it to him. But he must address this thing openly. But I don't think he will do that. I don't think he will do that. People who were there where this thing was happening, we have been promised that we will talk to them. I've been able to make contacts. I have not talked to them, but I have been promised that I will talk to them. And I'm going to talk to them. I like details. If you do follow me, I like details to the ground. I like witnesses. I like proofs. I like evidence. And that is why I make sure that whatever I'm talking about, there are witnesses to it. So it's not just about this one posted it, we saw it, they send information to you. The people who were there can testify. The helicopter landed in a public primary school. So these people are not like threats to the society again. They are like the government who dictates for the society that they found themselves. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Tell me any country of the world where this thing can happen and everybody will sleep in peace. Now, one of the greatest puzzle to those people who don't understand Nigeria very well is that they will see the Nigerian forces, Nigerian army, soldiers, all those, the way they are fighting terrorism, and terrorists are also killing them. So they feel that, these people are also fighting now. So how can the terrorists be helping how can the soldiers be helping the terrorists? Whereas it is the same soldiers who are fighting the terrorists. How can Tinubu's coalition import terrorists into the country? Even though Tinubu is giving out orders to go and kill the terrorists every day. Answer the question.
Keremi killed Usman Daji, took his uniform, and then when they called a peace parley, the bandits, terrorists, told the Katsina state government, don't bring any policeman to this meeting. And then Keremi wore Daji's uniform. The Nigerian state is so useless that an assistant commissioner of police was murdered by terrorists, Fulani terrorists, and then the same uniform adorned the back of the terrorists who sat down in what they call the peace negotiation with the same government. It is the impunity that has been extended to the Fulani that has made it impossible to deal decisively with the madness that has overtaken us.
You want the Fulani to be dealt with?
Any criminal should be dealt with. His tribe, his ethnicity, his religion should not matter. When we say Fulani, we must always be careful that it's not about the ethnic nationality of the criminal. It is the criminal that we need to be dealing with. That the person happens to be Fulani should not prevent his prosecution. It should not mean that because this person is from one particular ethnicity, you close your eyes to his criminality.
You have accused Buhari of enabling them.
Of course he did. And I'm not the first to say so. Usman Bugaje, or what was his name? Was it Baraje or Bugaje? The one that was the national secretary when they started their APC. He came into the public space. He volunteered the information. He said very clearly on the record that they imported Fulani terrorists from different Sahelian countries. He named them. Commodore Laumi went into Channel's TV station, the morning show. He equally said very clearly that as far back as 2016, they had given the list of terrorist sponsors in Nigeria to Buhari, and he did nothing about it. Malami had names running into over 100 given to him by the Emirates, the UAE, of sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. He did nothing about it. It was only last year, late last year, that some militia men were seized in Kwara State who said that they got their arms from the National Security Advisor. They were carrying automatic weapons. They were Fulanis.
Not to be terrorists. The arms were to be used for vigilante purposes.
By who? How can Fulani come into Kwara State as vigilantes? What about the people there?